Would like to recap the past couple of days of NBA basketball. You guys got to watch the Celtics 76ers game live with me, but big shout out to Jason Tatum for being very aggressive in the early quarter of this one. Immediately got out to a 33-18 lead at the end of the first quarter. 25 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists, a plus minus of plus 20. Very impressed with Peyton Pritchard's impact off the bench, but really, Philly, you cannot shoot 4 of 23 against Boston when they shot 44 threes and made 16 of them. That's 12 more threes, 36 points more made just in that advantage of three-pointers for Boston. That is not a recipe for success, but you could really see the lackluster interior play of Philly without Joel Embiid, Adem Bona, and Andre Drummond. They looked good in that playing game against Orlando, but yikes. In a 7-game series, you have to worry about them. And when Nemez Keita is having 15 minutes, 5 for 5 shooting, not even having a big impact on the rebounding side, but you're still getting out-rebounded by Nemez Keita, and then Luka Garza off the bench shooting all threes, like changing the game. Very impressed with Mazzulla ball. My coach of the year, Joe Mazzulla, and the Boston Celtics easily defeat the 76ers in Game 1. Do want to talk about this game as well, the Thunder against Phoenix Suns game. The biggest takeaway from this was similar to that Boston Celtics game, the interior play of Isaiah Hartenstein, Chet Holmgren, the ability of guys like J-Dub to place easy catch and shoot, driving in transition. He was probably my player of the game in this 35-point win for OKC over Phoenix. 22 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. Was very impressed with his shot creation, his off-ball presence, his perimeter defense, his aggression getting to the rebounding glass, even with Chet and Ihart on the court. Ihart, though, with 8 and 8, looks very, minimal impact. But when you see Cason Wallace off the bench with a plus-minus of plus 23, AJ Mitchell off the bench with a plus-minus of plus 22, in comparison to, like, Colin Gillespie, who, I hate to say it, Colin Gillespie is the probably worst player for a matchup against the Thunder that have all these bigger physical guards. A minus 35 plus-minus for him. Royce O'Neal with a minus 23 in 23 minutes. I mean, they could not find a lineup that could work at all against OKC in Game 1. And I honestly expect OKC to just sweep Phoenix. If Devin Booker is not going to shoot fine, but Jalen Green coming off back-to-back 35-plus point games, having just 17 points against the perimeter defense of OKC. Whether it was Lou Dort, J-Dub, Cason Wallace, AJ Mitchell, Alex Caruso out there, they had no answer for the defensive aggression that OKC brings on a night-to-night basis. And I really do expect OKC to continue dominating this series. Even with Grayson Allen probably coming back due to the hamstring injury, I don't see that being a difference. I expect the Thunder to sweep them, and I don't really expect a game to be within 15 points in that series. Continue on the trends of quote-unquote blowouts. The Spurs defeated the Blazers on Sunday night, 111-98. I thought a couple players for Portland did stand out to me in having good games. For example, I thought Shaedon Sharpe, even without shooting the ball, you guys have known I've been on his case all career long for not shooting the 3-ball well. You got to be able to spread the floor if you're going to be in the start, a prominent bench player for a playoff team. Got to be able to shoot that 3-ball off the bench. 0 for 4 is not going to cut it. But I was very impressed with his versatility defensively. But my MVP of this for Portland, Denny with 30 and 10. You'd think I'm going to give it to him, but no, I thought Scoot Henderson, former second overall pick, played a really good game against San Antonio. 18, 3 and 3 with 1 steal. Very impressed with his shot creation, relentlessness of getting to the basket and on certain plays, and his willingness to shoot threes really surprised me. But I hate to say it, Drew Holiday, 9 points on only 4 makes, really is not going to cut it against this aggressive San Antonio Spurs teams. Need some stickers. As many as you need in there. But yeah, Spurs starting lineup between their Victor Wembanyama with 35 points. He came right out in this game and was like, I'm going to assert my dominance offensively, getting to the paint, getting easy touches. Was so impressed with Wemby all game long. Some of the threes he makes, he was 5 of 6 from 3. And some of the ones he's making are just otherworldly, man. He is changing the way that we have to view basketball, because you really can't game plan for a 22-year-old, a unanimous defensive player of the year that can also go 5 for 6 from 3, that can also bend his body in such weird ways when he's in the paint to get layups. You can't game plan against this. So I don't know what Portland's plan is in game 2, but Donovan Clingan trying to turn into a 3-and-D center and trying to stretch the floor looking like Miles Turner out there is not going to be the answer. You have to have interior play with your centers against Wemby. You have to keep him down low. You have to be able to play bully ball and play aggressive. If you guys even watched Wemby warm up in this game, he was having his trainers like hit him higher than I think they normally did because, and you could see the impact later in the game when Wemby was driving in, the body contact he was drawing from Portland was just incredible. The control and balance that he kept. But Devin Vassell, 15 points. Stephon Castle, not only did he drop 17, 7, and 7, he was by far the best defender in this entire game. He was switching on to everyone, causing havoc. I was very impressed with Stephon Castle. De'Aaron Fox, his ability to play off the ball was something I didn't really see a lot in Sacramento. And ever since getting traded to San Antonio and Stephon Castle takes over a majority of the ball handling responsibilities, De'Aaron Fox has looked like a fantastic quote-unquote off-ball guard. Even then, 8 assists to 0 turnovers for him, just under 50% shooting. Julian Champagnie was 6 made threes, but a plus-minus, highest in the game, plus 13. Dylan Harper came in off the bench and gave them a plus 18, 6 and 4. Dylan Harper has been apparently the most efficient three-point shooter in the NBA since the beginning of March. I saw the stat of, so that was pretty cool. Have a go on, enjoy. Keldon Johnson, 6th man of the year off the bench, 3.7 rebounds. I was just so impressed with the Spurs. Denny did a very good job of trying to maintain the, same kind of game plan that's been winning them games like the play-in game against Phoenix. But it really isn't enough when you just have Denny offensively. You cannot shoot 26% from 3 against the San Antonio Spurs, especially if they're going to shoot 45% from 3 on over 30 attempts. You're just going to lose that game. But the biggest upset, or actually really the only upset in all game ones in the first round, Orlando going into Detroit and defeating the number 1 seed Detroit Pistons. This game was basically a tie game heading into halftime. I think Orlando was up by 4 because their dominant offensive first quarter. They were shooting the 3 ball very well in the first quarter, and my biggest takeaway in the early part of this game was Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner's aggression of getting to the rim. They weren't settling as much early in shot clocks. I was very impressed with both of them putting their shoulders down, trying to get to the rim. Now, I will say, Paolo still just really doesn't have the dribbling package that I think most forwards at his size and shot creating ability do. So although he was doing a better job of getting to the rim, I still think Paolo is leaps away from being a superstar player in the NBA. But my MVP of this game, specifically for Orlando, has to be Wendell Carter Jr. I really did not expect Jalen Duren, who, arguably an All-NBA third-team player, possibly most improved player this NBA season. What did he average finish with this season? 20 points and 11 rebounds. He was top 35 in scoring and top 6 in rebounding. For an All-NBA third-team player in the jump he took, they really shut down all opportunities for him to get an offensive rhythm going. Wendell Carter played very good defense, and then on the other side, 17 points on only 1 miss from 3, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 0 turnovers, 2 steals, and a block. I really did not expect Wendell Carter to have the impact he really had in this game, especially since if you look at their backup center, Goga Bitadze, in the 11 minutes he played, he had a plus-minus of -9. So it shows you that really this team dominated when Wendell Carter was out there playing center, specifically matching up against Jalen Duren, and then like Isaiah Stewart not really having the impact inside that I think you'd want to have against this Orlando Magic team. Detroit, they really allowed Cade Cunningham to just shoot the ball whenever he wanted to. 39 points on 27 shots, but still at a negative plus-minus. But my biggest takeaway really was how disappointed I was in Jalen Duren's game. I would have liked to see him try and cause more fouls and aggressive play inside against Wendell Carter. And also the confidence from their perimeter shooters. Jalen Suggs, I thought, had a really good game, even though 16 points, 3 of 10 from 3. I was just really impressed with Jalen Suggs' game overall, but MVP has to go to Wendell Carter Jr. That is going to be my NBA discussion for the Sunday night games. But I do want to get into the Monday night games, which are all yesterday. Cleveland defeating the Toronto Raptors 115-105. Scotty Barnes and RJ Barrett came out, played really solid to start the game. But Cleveland, man, Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, Evan Mobley, all dropping 25-plus points in this one. Jarrett Allen has been playing amazing. I've been saying his athleticism in comparison to Jakob Poeltl is really a big difference maker. Jakob Poeltl was not able to play much at all of this game. It's not that he got injured. It was really that they had to run their smaller lineup because Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley inside is just killing Jakob Poeltl in pick and roll. It really is. Jamal Shed for playing 38 minutes. I mean, 1 of 5, all from 3. He's got to be able to get to the free throw line a couple of times. They really miss Emmanuel Quickley's offensive confidence and just using that as a base level. But I was really impressed with Colin Murray-Boyles off the bench for Toronto. I know it's not a bright spot. They're down 0-2. But Colin Murray-Boyles continues to show me why he's got a long future in the NBA. 17.7 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block. Unfortunately, though, Cleveland is just too well-rounded. I kind of saw this going in. If you guys knew my prediction for this, I think I said Cleveland maybe in 5. I even predicted they could do it in 4. So far to start this series, they haven't even shot the ball that great, like 32% from 3, 64% from the free throw line. But their interior defense, mixed with Toronto not having a lot of three-point shooting threats, like if Jamal Shed's taking a lot of threes and Jacoby Walter, I'm living and dying off them beating us if I'm Cleveland. But really, Cleveland just gets off to these really hot first quarters. James Harden dominates the first about 8 to 10 minutes of every game. Then they bring in a lineup with Donovan Mitchell after they take James Harden out, and then Mitchell is the same offensive attacker that Harden is. Evan Mobley, if he can be efficient like this, like 25 points on 13 shots, that's exactly the impact I want Evan Mobley to have, especially if Jarrett Allen's going to be playing 20 to 25 minutes a night. And his athletic ability over Jakob Poeltl. Just so impressed with what Cleveland's doing in this first round. A lot of credit to Kenny Atkinson and the coaching because I think they have a game plan and they really get to it. But yeah, good win for Cleveland over Toronto. Game of the night, though. Madison Square Garden chanting F-U-C-J. And C.J. McCollum standing there mean mugging it. And then C.J. McCollum late in the fourth quarter looking Jalen Brunson in the eyes, hitting him with some of the nastiest crossovers of the playoffs so far. Getting to his floater game, getting to his mid-range after already having a really solid first half. 32 points, 6 assists, 2 steals, and a block for C.J. McCollum. And then Jalen Johnson with the game-sealing dunk. Mikal Bridges had a chance to win this game after C.J. McCollum missed both free throws while up by 1. Mikal Bridges had a little fadeaway mid-range shot from the left side that just missed off the rim. And the Atlanta Hawks come back in the fourth quarter after being down by 12. Heading into the fourth quarter, they end up winning a 107-106 game against the Knicks. And I will say, same problems that I've been saying with the Knicks all year long. So all you guys that kept telling me, like, oh, Knicks have a free walk to Boston next series, their softness really came into play in the second half of this game when Jonathan Kuminga started driving strong off the bench, 19 points on 12 shots, 6 free throws attempted. You can just see the aggression that Atlanta was bringing, the three-point shooting. I mean, the assist numbers. I was just very impressed with Atlanta causing turnovers all game long, and specifically really that fourth quarter. This game looked dead heading into the third quarter. I really didn't see Atlanta coming back, but then you could see New York kind of taking their foot off the gas, becoming a little lackadaisical defensively, and Atlanta really took advantage of it. Madison Square Garden started chanting some things. It woke up a fire for C.J. McCollum, which woke up a fire for Jalen Johnson. I literally told you guys, if Onyeka Okongwu can get them 15-7, I think Atlanta can win the game. 15-8. I literally have that clip of that recently. So, 0-0, 15 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 0 steal. I mean, just a very good game for Atlanta overall. I cannot believe Knicks choked like this at home. Heading back to Atlanta, don't be surprised if this is a 3-1 series. If Atlanta could go up and win both games at home. If New York's going to be soft, like they were in the fourth quarter of this game, and Mikal Bridges is going to be hitting his shots, Josh Hart's not going to be hitting his shots, and Cat is not going to really be all there defensively, man, not feeling great about the Knicks' chances, even in this round 1 against the Hawks. That was a big-time choke, in my opinion, by the Knicks. And lastly, I thought Denver was going to carry their momentum from Game 1 straight into Minnesota. What up, Trap Cat? Welcome into the stream. But Julius Randle, great first half. Anthony Edwards, it looks like his knee is like snapped in half, it almost looks like, on some of these steps he's taking. 30 points, 10 rebounds. I did not expect Anthony Edwards to lead the Timberwolves in rebounding. Rudy Gobert, solid interior defense, but Jamal Murray. I mean, this Denver Nuggets team had multiple and 1 threes. I think they had 3 and 1 threes within 4 minutes of the game, which, like, that doesn't happen. Tim Hardaway Jr. off the bench, 16 points, 3 of 3 from 3. It's just Minnesota kept their foot on the gas after that first quarter. I was so impressed. First quarter, Denver's up by 14. I almost shut this game off thinking it was going to be over. And no, Minnesota keeps clawing back. Julius Randle played a heck of a game. I was so impressed with him. Dante DiVincenzo was everywhere. Finally, DiVincenzo's impact is being shown. Bones Highland has a good game off the bench. You guys know I've been saying Bones Highland needs to play good for this team. He continues to. Ayo Dosunmu off the bench. Naz Reid off the bench. Needs to be a little bit more aggressive early on in the games, but so impressed with Minnesota's second quarter and specifically their fourth quarter comeback in this one. They were down by, 2 or 3 heading into the fourth quarter, and then they end up winning this game by 5. Anthony Edwards playing 40 minutes on the injury that he probably does have with his knee is incredible. And then him going to the podium after the game and saying, like, man, I suck, because of the fact that he shot 10 of 25 from the field in a win. It's like, oh my gosh. Yeah, right, Chavcat? Kind of fire, right? But so impressed with Anthony Edwards in this Minnesota Timberwolves team. I really didn't expect them to take one game in Denver, especially after how game 1 went, specifically that second half. But Anthony Edwards on one leg and Julius Randle being aggressive. Jaden McDaniels hit your 3-point shots, but your defense was fantastic. I loved hearing Jaden McDaniels after this game say, like, man, we just got to attack Denver defensively because they don't have any good defenders. And I love hearing when a team like that comes out and just says something like, oh, say stuff like that. Bring the rivalry out, Jaden McDaniels. Tell the world that Denver doesn't play defense like that. Even bringing up a name like Aaron Gordon. I love that. I love that. Oh, don't worry, Trapcat. I'm not going to pass out. I got time. But that's going to be recapping the games from last night and the games from Sunday. Tonight we have 76ers versus Celtics. Boston's going to take a 2-0 series lead. I will guarantee it. San Antonio versus Portland. I think I'm taking San Antonio again. I'm pretty confident in that too. I would say Portland puts up a better fight than game 1. But I think Wemby's going to have a crazy defensive game. That's my hot take, is Wemby's going to really dominate the interior defense in this game. Last game, he only had 2 blocks, 0 steals. Wemby's going to have a crazy game in this one. And then Lakers-Rockets. It all depends on if Kevin Durant's playing. If Kevin Durant plays, I'm going to take Houston. If Kevin Durant's not playing, I'm going to take the Lakers. So that's going to do it for my NBA discussion for today, recapping Sunday and Monday's NBA playoffs games.